Alright, so this video is to talk about the steps we use to find the critical values. So first, what are the critical values? They are only used in the confidence interval. Right, so remember when we talk about the confidence interval, we have the formula is the estimate plus minus the margin of error. Correspondingly, when we talk about the confidence interval for the population mean, we have these two formulas, right? Depending on the population standard deviation is given or not given. So you may have the Z star or the T star. So both of these two stars values, they are called the critical values. So the Z star is called the Z critical value and T star is called the T critical value. Both of these two depends only on the confidence level. All right. Okay, so that means what? That means it is not depend on what kind of sample you collected. It only depends on how much confidence do you have about this result. All right. Okay, so then it is called a critical value. It is a fixed value for different confidence levels. All right, so then in class, we showed some common confidence levels corresponding to the common critical values, right? So then normally we will remember these three, right? But let me just show you how to get them from the jump. All right, so first, let's go to the help, sample index. Right? Is this familiar to you? It should be, right? Then here we say again, we go to the tools, right? Still, we are using the distribution and the probabilities, right? So we are still using the distribution calculator tool, right? Open, all right? And you should be quite familiar with the structure here, right? So we say we are still using the standardized normal distribution with the mean 0 and standard deviation is 1. Remember last video we talked about how to use the z value to find the probability. So actually finding the critical values is a reverse process. That means we use our confidence or probability. We know our probability and we want to find the corresponding z values or t values, right? So since we are using the normal distribution, so here of course we are trying to find the z value, right? Z critical value, right? So we will use this option. But here, what is the input probability we want to input? We say what is the confidence? If we review a little bit about the confidence interval, we say the confidence interval is starting from the center and then we go to the other two ways so that we have something in the middle, right? So this is the idea of the confidence interval. So then, of course, for the probability or the confidence level, it is actually the probability in the middle. Right, we want to make sure the probability in the middle is our confidence level. So for example, I am 95% confident about my interval, right? About the population mean will fall in this interval, right? So then what is the middle probability? So first we need to choose the central probability, right? And the central probability is 0.95 because we have 95% confidence interval. All right, okay, so then enter. You'll see that the lower point here is negative 1.96 and the higher point here is positive 1.96 because it is symmetric, right? So then our z critical value or z star will be 1.96 because we are not using the negative version. All right, so in this case we can also try others, right? So in this table, right, 95% confidence interval, the z star is 1.96. Let's try 90% confidence interval. So that would be 0.90 in the middle. It would be smaller. That means the z value is also smaller, right? So then you can see that the z star will be 1.645. All right. Okay, so let's try another one, 0.99, which is 99% confidence level. All right, so then you can see that the area in the middle is getting larger because we are more confident, right? Okay, so then in this case, this large or the higher bound is 2.576. All right, so then in this way, not only to these three common confidence levels, you can also try, let's say, 0.92, even this is not common, but you can still have it, right? So 0.92, 92% confidence level corresponding to a Z star, which is 1.7507. All right, so this is how we find the Z star, but how we can find the T star, right? So remember in our formula, Z star can only be used when the population standard deviation is given. But what if I don't know the population standard deviation? I use the sample standard deviation instead. Then I need to use the T star. So we say the T star, of course, it is not a normal distribution. It comes from the T distribution. All right, so whenever you talk about the T distribution, you can see that's the lower notation here, right? So it is also related with the sample size. So that's why here you have a kind of different parameters you need to enter, which is the degree of freedoms. All right, so for example, if our degree freedom is 40, right, and then we want a 95% confidence interval. So then you can see that your T star will be 2.02, right? And then 0.90, for example, 90% confidence level. So then your T star will be 1.68. Right, so then you can see that it doesn't matter you use the Z star or you use the T star. When the confidence level increased, that means the middle area is larger, then your corresponding critical values will be also larger. All right.